paved streets, it would seem like only yesterday that, well, suppose we turn back the calendar and see. This, then, is the Grand Prairie story. On the site which is now Grand Prairie, the country was virgin land covered with blue-stemmed sage and grass, a land devoid of timber, truly a grand prairie. From this fertile soil, men and women with their sweat and muscle took from the ground cotton. They lived and prospered off this land of bountiful wheat harvests. Much has changed since this photo was made. Henry Ford was still planning the day that he could do without the buggy and the horse. Who could say 37 years ago that this would be Grand Prairie, Texas today? Our city is proud of the 50 miles of paved streets, the well-lighted avenues. This is a growing community with many ideas about the future and a way of life for all its people. When the war started in 1941, the North American Aviation Company began looking for a site on which to build their southwestern plant. It was only natural they should choose a community like Grand Prairie, for here everything was offered: water, power, and plenty of space to build the many homes that would be the result of such an enormous industry. Then it happened. Other firms moved into Grand Prairie. With these firms came more people. That meant more homes, more schools, more of everything. And Grand Prairie supplied all of these and many more. Within this short period of years, Grand Prairie has grown faster than any other city in the Southwest. From a tiny weekly in the 1900s to a thriving tri-weekly and possibly a daily in the near future, the Grand Prairie Texan has enjoyed excellent growth, from a single employee shop to a staff of 17. The Texan, established November 6, 1908, has been in business continually since. And now it's the oldest Grand Prairie firm or institution. Gross receipts of the Texan, which owns one of the finest commercial printing plants in Dallas County, as well as being publisher of the Texan, one of the oldest non-metropolitan newspapers in Dallas County, has increased annually. And today the Texan payroll is one of the greatest for its size in Grand Prairie. On this 4-lane highway, soon to be a 6-lane, travel many motorists. To the east is Dallas. Traveling this route from the east entering Grand Prairie, you'll find Wayne's Humble Service at 801 East Main. Under the Humble sign, you always find service that is prompt and courteous, and petroleum products that are unexcelled. It will be a privilege to serve you. Wayne Marks, manager. West Jefferson Avenue handles most of the traffic for Chance Vaught and Temco employees going to Dallas, Fort Worth, and downtown Grand Prairie. On Highway 80 to the west is Fort Worth. Grand Prairie is situated midway between Dallas and Fort Worth. For motorists traveling from Fort Worth east, Bud McFarland Service Station is at 201 West Main. Drive in this Magnolia station and get the kind of service your car needs: lubrication, washing, waxing, polishing, pickup and delivery. Call us for service. Bud Hardman is the Magnolia agent in Grand Prairie. The home of 10,000 different items for the car, home, and recreation. Many of these items carry Western Auto's own nationally advertised famous brands, such as Davis tires, True Tone radios and television, Wizard batteries and appliances, Westcoat paints, and Westline lawn equipment. The Western Auto personnel are always ready to help you make your selections. Mr. T.O. McLeod, manager. More people ride on Goodyear tires than any other kind. More people, when they need service for their car, visit Goodyear service stores. Not only complete automobile service, but the finest in television and home appliances, featuring Admiral, the world's finest television for any home. The Stoltz Motor Company opened for business in June 1949. Moved to their present temporary location at 1651 East Main in December 1952. Their service unequaled anywhere for your Ford car or truck, genuine Ford parts, and a complete motor service. Bring your Ford home for service. At present, we have a complete line of 1953 Ford cars and trucks from which to choose. Also a good stock of A1 clean used cars, factory train service and parts personnel. We expect to be in our new building at East Main and 15th, approximately May 15th, and we will have 2,000 square feet of floor space. This will make for better service for all our customers. Grand Prairie's and Dallas County's biggest industry is Chance Vought, builder of jet fighter planes and guided missiles for the United States Navy. From this huge plant on Jefferson Avenue, a familiar sight to all Grand Prairie residents, comes some of America's finest and deadliest weapons for defense. Foremost among these is the F-7U-3 Cutlass, a swift, twin-jet fighter that soon will be in operation with the Navy's fast carrier task forces. From drawing board to finished product, these potent 650-mile-an-hour weapons are produced in Grand Prairie. More than 50,000 Dallas County visitors recently saw at first hand how the precise, exacting job of building these mighty jets is accomplished. Occasion for their visit was Chance Vaught's first Texas open house. The open house was held in honor of a famous Chance Vought fighter, the immortal Corsair, which has just gone out of production after a long record-smashing history. Flown by Navy and Marine pilots since the dark days of Guadalcanal, these gull-winged fighters shot down more than 2,000 enemy aircraft in World War II. Continuing their proud achievement, Corsairs are now serving with distinction in Korea as attack planes. 7 different versions of this remarkable fighter, 4 of which were built in Grand Prairie, are still in frontline action. They flew more than 80% of the close support missions credited to the Navy and Marine pilots during the first 10 months of the Korean fighting. These and 100 other facts about Chance Vought and its airplanes were learned by the men, women, and children who thronged the plant during open house. They learned that Chance Vought Aircraft, with its 11,000 employees, is one of the 4 divisions of United Aircraft Corporation. The others are Pratt & Whitney, leading builder of aircraft engines, Hamilton Standard, outstanding propeller and components manufacturer, and Sikorsky, famous for its helicopters. They found that it cost an average of $93,150 a day to run the huge 2.5 million square foot plant which they toured. They found, too, that $356,960 are paid out each working day to Chance Vought employees and vendors. More than $40 million in wages are paid to Chance Vought workers in a single year. This vast sum of money is funneled directly into the economic life of this area. It goes in the grocery stores, the clothing stores, and a host of other local business and service operations. Many of these dollars are invested in Grand Prairie homes. Many of them are paid in taxes. More than 30% of the materials used by Chance Vought are purchased in the Southwest. Since moving to Texas, this company has paid its supplier nearly $108 million. One of the oldest companies in the aviation business, Chance Vought moved to Grand Prairie from Connecticut in 1948. Chance Vaught's economic importance to us is apparent. And in addition, Grand Prairie citizens can take pride in the fact that this local organization is a vital factor in the defense of our country. Here we see the front of the huge plant occupied by Timco Aircraft Corporation. The facility contains more than 1 million square feet of manufacturing area where aircraft and aircraft components for the Navy and Air Force are produced. Timco showed its faith in Grand Prairie and Texas industry when the company was founded near the end of World War II and occupied the huge plant. Many and varied have been the products which have since rolled from this factory's lines. Personal airplanes, popcorn machines, truck bodies, farm tractors. Thousands of multi-engine aircraft have been overhauled or modified for the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Airlines, friendly foreign governments, and corporate owners. Parts for today's military aircraft are formed on this huge hydropress at Timco. Here a number of sheet metal parts are formed under hydraulic pressure on one of the several presses of this type used by Timco. An important aspect of mass production is tooling. These Timco employees build the jigs, fixtures, and other tools of all sizes for the assembly of parts and components manufactured by Timco. Today, Timco has its own military airplane, the T-35 Buckaroo, in use by the Air Force. It is underway on the manufacture of the F-3H Demon carrier-based jet fighter for our Navy. The company continues to produce major components for the B-47 Boeing Stratojet bomber. Timco's more than 6,000 employees add to Uncle Sam's defense production by the complete reconditioning of fighter aircraft. The planes, F-47 Thunderbolts, many of which have been stored since World War II, are completely renewed and modernized. Chief Test Pilot Lynn Myers taxis out for another test hop, which will add to the thousands of hours he has flown Timco planes. Operating 3 shifts, Timco employs more than 6,000 people. The Keith Coat Pipe Coating Company, established in August 1948, Grand Prairie, Texas, on East Highway 80, covers approximately 15 acres. Its officers are Mr. E.R. Albritton, President, Mrs. J.W. Saunders, Secretary, and Mr. C.F. Dugas, Vice President. Keith Coat maintains a force of some 30 to 40 workers. The primary purpose of coating and wrapping pipe is underground protection against corrosion, etc. The pipe is first thoroughly dried in order to clean and prime properly so the primer can dry and bond. All scale, rust, or any foreign particles that may be on the surface of the pipe has to be cleaned before primer is applied in order to get a successful job. After pipe is thoroughly cleaned and primed, the pipe then goes through the wrapping machine where a flood coat of hot enamel is applied. Then a spiral wrap of fiberglass, another coat of hot enamel, a spiral wrap of 15-pound asbestos felt, and then a brush coat of enamel in order to keep the craft paper to adhere. Foundries Incorporated was organized and incorporated on November 26, 1946. A.P. Ernest became associated with the firm on February 17, 1947, taking over the plant manager's position. The firm promptly started perfecting a complete line of fence fitting. Foundries Incorporated published its first catalog in the fall of 1949 and started expanding its sales area for fence fitting. This was done by making extended trips and the use of the mail by getting the catalog before organizations in the fence business. In the fall of 1950, Mr. Ernest and C.L. Taylor became sole owners of the entire capital stock of Foundries Incorporated. In April 1951, they purchased the present location for Foundries Incorporated, and the plant was moved from Dallas to 1651 East Main Street, Grand Prairie. In January 1953, the firm published a new catalog and are presently further extending its trade area. The firm's business has steadily increased, and since Mr. Ernest became associated, it has prospects of continuing a steady business increase. Lone Star Boat Manufacturing Company manufactures boats for fishing and pleasure, models from an 8.5-foot dinghy to 21-foot cabin cruiser. 2 boat trailers, flat-bottom fishing boats, semi-V fishing boats, runabouts, dinghies, cruisers, and all-purpose boats. 14 all-aluminum models, 1 aluminum outboard cabin cruiser, 2 fiberglass boats new to the line this year. Lone Star Boat, with its 250 employees, is becoming one of the leaders in the plastic boat field, the material of the future, pioneer in this effort, now selling boats all over North and South America. Has its own fleet of trucks specially designed and built to carry 15 to 20 boats anywhere. Trucks are called mule trains. Welcome, plant visitors. Ben S. Garrett Engineering and Surveying Company moved to Grand Prairie, Texas in 1940. Laid out the United States Navy base near Hensley Field. along with 17 auxiliary airfields in this area, is also designing and laying out additions to the city of Grand Prairie. This company not only designed but was instrumental in the construction of over 90% of the new growth developed in and around Grand Prairie for the past 13 years. Here are some of the office and engineering personnel that the Ben S. Garrett Engineering and Surveying Company employs, one of the top companies of its kind in this part of the country. Dealers in resident and business properties and the necessary servicing of the loans are the Millarn Real Estate Company, 117A East Main Street, operated by Tom Millarn, Noble Avery, assisted by Pauline Hess. Harold F. Smith, M.C. Andrews, and S.A. Fishburne developed the Vaught Manor Edition, the largest single development in this area. 625 homes, 96 rental units. The project began May 8, 1949, and was completed in June 1951. Within the addition is the Lamar Grade School, and a new multi-million-dollar shopping center is being planned. In keeping with the growth of Grand Prairie, S.A. Fishburne, who has been a resident of this city for over 20 years, shown here with Buster Jordan and Albie E. Wilson, has maintained a firm belief in its future. One of the developers of the Vaught Manor Edition, they have now started development of the Manor Place Edition, a duplex apartment housing project entailing rental property only, designed for servicing the needs of families that want better living at a reasonable rental price. These rental units, as well as others located nearby, are within minutes walking distance of the major aircraft industry. To better prepare this city for the many people who are yet to make Grand Prairie their home, more houses must be built to accommodate all the families. Builder supplies for these houses can be supplied by these firms. The oldest lumber company in Grand Prairie is the Grand Prairie Lumber Company. All the supplies necessary to build a fine home or business can be found here. Under the capable supervision of Mr. C.M. Smith, General Manager, Mr. C.P. Marlowe, and Mrs. J.C. Ball, this firm was located on the corner of West Main and Northwest 2nd, and their present location is 1509 East Main. Another truckload of lumber leaving the Midway Lumber Company yard. The importance in any business that has always been stressed by Mr. John Stufflebeam is dependability, integrity, reliability, and the genuine interest in Grand Prairie. These factors have brought success in the past and assures you of the best possible service in the future. Perkins Hampton Lumbers builds with quality materials that last. We stock the finest in building materials, including well-seasoned lumber, high-quality hardware, roofing, siding, builder's tools, and a complete line of nationally advertised Minnesota paints. Any time that you build, repair, or remodel, it will pay you to visit Perkins Hampton Lumber Company, where you are sure to get quality materials that will last through the years. Remember our motto, if we don't have it, we'll get it for you. A home is only as good as the furniture that goes into it. The BC Furniture Company at 505 East Main Street has a complete selection of home furnishings at modest prices. They feature such nationally advertised lines as Kraler, Sprague Carlton, Bolton, Simmons, Englander, Morning Glory, Kelvinator, Bendix, Tappan, Motorola, Ironwright, and O'Keefe & Merritt. All can be purchased on easy terms. The Long Furniture Company, established July 1st, 1948, specializes in quality furniture, rugs, and carpets to meet the needs of a typical Grand Prairie home. Long's success in the home furnishings business is due to its many satisfied customers. Personnel of the Long Furniture Company, Mrs. Allen, office manager, Mrs. Presnall, and Mr. Oscar Long. Fair Hardware is owned and operated by Mr. and Mrs. DeWitt C. Fair, Jr., who reside in Grand Prairie. Fair Hardware features famous brands in hardware, sporting goods, plumbing tools, Shakespeare reels, Revere ware, and Sherwin-Williams paints. Call or visit Bernard and Heron Electric Company, your registered retail dealer for Fedder's Room Air Conditioners. Franchise dealer for all Westinghouse appliances and television, the nation's finest. For anything electrical, call Norwood 21137 or visit any one of our 3 locations, 107 Southwest 2nd, 419 East Jefferson, and 121 West Main. You phone for me, I'll wire for you. Ed Hoffman Paint and Decorating Supplies, 208 East Main Street, handles a complete line of paint and decorating supplies. We have 19 years' experience in the paint business, featuring picture framing, If you have any decorating problems, why not consult us? We can furnish not only the necessary paint, but also the painters. You're in for a treat when you're out for a Dairy Queen. Yes, you'll love this freshly frozen dairy food, cool, smooth, and frozen just seconds before you eat it. Try those swell-tasting Dairy Queen sundaes, Dairy Queen malts and shakes. They're extra nutritious and extra delicious. Enjoy Dairy Queen at home and ask for quarts and pints to carry out. Stop at the home of the cone with a curl on top at 325 West Main, open daily from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Grand Prairie has 7 active civic clubs who are always ready to help new members of the community to get acquainted and make them feel at home. The largest is the Lions Club with 85 members who meet Thursday noon at the Legion Hut. The Kiwanis meet Wednesday noon at the Lenox Hotel with 35 members. The Optimist Club's 30 members meet Tuesday noon at the Lenox Hotel. The Sir Optimist Club, who meet Monday noon at the Lenox, has 26 members. The 22 members of the Toastmaster Club meet Tuesday night. Made up of 17 women's clubs of Grand Prairie, 2 of which are service clubs, meet the first Saturday in each month. The welfare of the school's children, as well as the schools, are discussed at the regular parent-teachers meeting, which is held the first Saturday in each month. If a need arises for any change in the school system, these are discussed by the Parent-Teachers Association. These are the heads of the various committees who took part in the annual March of Dimes campaign, handing their checks to the 1953 March of Dimes chairman, John Thorne. Grand Prairie can well be proud of this campaign, which exceeded the quota and set an all-time record of over $12,000. At a recent meeting of the Grand Prairie Rotary Club, the high school band and the wives of the Rotarians were honored guests. Meeting in the spacious dining room at the American Legion Hall, the Gopher Band was honored by the Rotarians for the many contributions they have made, not only to the schools, but to the entire community with their music and public appearances. The wives of the Rotarians always lend a lovely atmosphere at the special evening meetings held by the club. The Rotary Club is Grand Prairie's oldest service club and has always recognized the efforts of others in presenting Grand Prairie to their neighbors and friends. The club is composed of leading citizens and businessmen of the city, and the club has always played an important role in the development and expansion of Grand Prairie. The Rotary Club meets each Friday noon at the Lenox Hotel. Each year, the Rotary Club gives to a deserving member of the 4-H Club a registered Guernsey heifer calf. The offspring, if a heifer, is awarded again. The three boys who first received the calves are Butch Brundage, Neil Allen, and George Taylor Irvin. All have won many awards at the Fort Worth Fat Stock Show and the State Fair of Texas. The Premium Milk Company, 111 Northwest 14th Street, services Grand Prairie with 2 trucks. Wholesale and retail in quarts or half gallons of pasteurized, homogenized, or skimmed milk. Quarts or half gallons of buttermilk. Pints or quarts of wholesome chocolate drink and whipping cream. Here's Mr. James P. Blackwell, owner, and his 2 drivers. Always remember, premium milk is as near as your front door. Shamrock Cake Company, the only wholesale cake plant in Grand Prairie, co-owned by Vic and Lois Ballou. Moved the plant to Grand Prairie from Waco in 1951. Manufacture cakes, donuts, fruit cakes, and date nut rolls. Manufacturing equipment, buildings, and trucks cost over $100,000. Plant is equipped with latest machinery and employs 38 people, all Grand Prairie residents. Trucks shown here are part of the fleet that serves Grand Prairie, Dallas, and Fort Worth areas, selling independent retail groceries. The Shamrock Cake Company ships fruit cakes and date nut rolls to national jobbers and to the United States government for distribution all over the world. These are Grand Prairie's 2 banks, the First National and the Grand Prairie State. The First National Bank in Grand Prairie was organized in 1947. It has made a substantial growth each year since it opened for business because of the creation of a friendly banking atmosphere and efficient service to its customers. The officers of the First National Bank are B.A. Stubblebeam, President, A.M. Beeman, Sid Stubblebeam, L.B. Mitchell, Vice President, Victor Holbeck, Cashier, Mrs. L.B. Mitchell, and Peggy Devilfist, Assistant Cashier. The Grand Prairie State Bank, the bank on the corner, offers you 26 modern banking services, including a 24-hour depository available to all our customers. We offer financial assistance and advice to you and your family to enjoy a fuller, richer life. Our resources are available to help you. The president of the Grand Prairie State Bank is G.H. Turner. Civic-minded Harry Turner every Easter has an Easter egg hunt for all kids in Grand Prairie. In Longview, Gregg County, sometime before the turn of the century, and he steadfastly refuses to discuss the matter of a birthday. Some of the leading members of the Chamber of Commerce met to give final approval for the production of the Grand Prairie Story. Mrs. Emma Dean Berry, Secretary of the Chamber of Commerce, is constantly busy helping newcomers get situated. The Chamber of Commerce of Grand Prairie is always looking out for the general welfare of the community. The President of the Chamber of Commerce is Mr. Dutch Stoltz, addressing the members at a special noon luncheon to make plans for 1953. Some of the projects on the agenda include a new post office, extension of the city limits, more adequate water supply in anticipation of greater needs, and the return of the airport to the city. The Chamber of Commerce also plans an extensive membership drive to conform with an increased budget, a hospital, library, and other program suggestions by membership. Your Chamber of Commerce is the only organization that can be equipped and able to formulate and develop plans and programs for the future. It is the Chamber of Commerce's responsibility. We accept the challenge, but must have your continued support. The H.H. Milling Sanatorium, built in 1948 by Dr. H.H. Milling, who is formerly of Mineral Wells, where he practiced for over 30 years. His reputation is nationwide, and he has patients from Canada, United States, and Mexico. The sanatorium has 2 large wards, semi-private and private rooms, all air-conditioned and steam-heated. Plans are being drawn for an additional wing. The patients have the privilege of watching television, playing dominoes or other games, either in our spacious lobby or in their rooms. The atmosphere is friendly and is like a home away from home. The dining room is spacious and homelike and serves well-balanced family-style meals. From this beautiful Safeway comes the finest in groceries, meats, and produce, enabling Grand Prairians to enjoy the best at moderate prices. Safeway was one of the first to plan for the tremendous growth of our city by building this great supermarket with parking facilities for over 1,000 cars and staffing it with skilled and courteous personnel to better serve the people of Grand Prairie. Grand Prairie Office Machines, 112 North Center, was established in December 1947. We originally sold and repaired office machines, but demand for more office supplies helped build our present stock, and now offer a complete line of office machines, supplies, and furniture together. Helen Fisher and Jerry Silver came to Texas from Minnesota to find greater opportunity in the motion picture business. They saw at a glance that Grand Prairie was the city with a future. They invested in that future by building the new ultra-modern Uptown Theater and refurnishing the Wings Theater, both of which were dedicated to the community and used by churches, schools, charities, and civic groups for fundraising campaigns. The Wing Theater is particularly proud of its weekend selections for children. We are happy to be a part of the Grand Prairie story. Featuring Sanatone Cleaning, the Millarn Cleaners have been in business since 1943. Bring your cleaning by or call us for pickup and delivery service. Experienced personnel check each garment. We have the most efficient alteration service in Grand Prairie. The finest of modern cleaning and finishing equipment is available with 2 trucks serving Grand Prairie. Call Millarn Cleaners for prompt service. Mr. and Mrs. Wilkins moved from Fort Worth to Grand Prairie and opened Wilkins Barbecue 4 doors west of the Uptown Theater. Mr. Wilkins barbecues his own meats in the hickory wood fire pits. The people of Grand Prairie have found that Wilkins Barbecue is the place to eat. Grand Prairie is proud of its outstanding school system. Just completed is the new $1 million high school. The citizens of Grand Prairie, working in cooperation with the Board of Trustees headed by Bud Hardman, President, voted bond issues adequate to build the finest of school systems. 141 new schoolrooms have been built in the last 24 months to accommodate the 4,200 students of Grand Prairie, so that the splitting of classroom time is now a thing of the past. All teachers must have at least a bachelor's degree. These are some of the 9 modern elementary schools.
Introducing the Golden Bear Junior High Band. Introducing the 95 boys girls choirs known as the Grenadette.
are now introducing the Grenadiers.
I'm the swinging Peter count. Sound off. 1, 2. Sound off. 3, 4. Here's the count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Inny, minny, miny, mo. Let's go back and count some more. Sound off. 1, 2. Sound off. 3, 4. Here's the count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sound off. 1, 2. Sound off. 3, 4. Here's the count. 1, 2. Company, ho. 3, 4.
The Park Board was established in 1951 by Mayor Carlisle Smith. Members of the board are E.H. Stoltz, chairman, W.A. Hotchkiss, Lester Raines, Bill Ellis, Arthur Waddell, Lloyd Ridgeby is the park supervisor. All recreational facilities have been included to furnish youngsters with healthy outdoor interests, which will help develop strong minds and bodies. For the visitor in Grand Prairie or the traveler who prefers the place that freedom from congestion makes possible, the Lenox Hotel offers a variety of comfortable accommodations. The motorist particularly will find the Lenox Hotel a pleasure to use. You'll find the hotel surrounded by a free parking space that is easily reached, only a few steps from U.S. Highway 80. 3 conveniently located lobby entrances. Completely air-conditioned throughout the summer and winter, the Lenox Hotel is a brick and concrete fire-proof construction. The railroad was not completed to Fort Worth until 1876, but now 25 passenger and freight trains offer adequate service to and from Grand Prairie. Texas Motor Coaches, now celebrating its 26th anniversary of service from Grand Prairie to Dallas and to Arlington and to Fort Worth, all industrial areas are covered by Texas Motor Coaches. Texas Motor Coaches, in keeping with the continued growth of the Dallas, Grand Prairie, Arlington, Fort Worth area, has ordered $120,000 worth of new modern super coaches and will continue to give good transportation for industry, business, and the citizens of Grand Prairie. The Grand Prairie Volunteer Fire Department consists of 30 men, 6 of whom are full-time paid firemen. The organization was started in 1918. The only living member of the original charter organization is J.C. Swadley Sr., who is the chief emeritus of the fire department. His son, J.C. Swadley Jr., has been the chief of the fire department for the past 3 years. The firefighting apparatus consists of 6 trucks, and the fire trucks are equipped with a radio communication system. Each member of the department has a shortwave radio receiver to enable the department to contact all men at the same time. This is one of the most modern systems in the nation and is the only one in existence in the state of Texas. In front of the modern police department stand Jack Livingston, Chief of Police, Sergeants Kitching and Rawlings, Patrolman Warren, Fisher, Corn, and Payton, and Sid McKissick, Warrant Officer. Moore Funeral Home seeks to offer the best and most modern ambulance service available. Two-way radio, oxygen, and first aid equipment, plus all standard equipment. Trained personnel and years of experience combined to serve Grand Prairie and surrounding territory to the best advantage. Your health is our business, says Dewey Millar, your Walgreen agent. In Grand Prairie, featuring free delivery service, lunch and soda fountain, the Dewey Millar Drugstore has served the people of Grand Prairie in its same location for 26 years. Prescriptions are compounded to your doctor's specifications. Grand Prairie is proud of its 30 churches of all denominations. One of the basic freedoms which is exemplified is freedom of worship. Even though Grand Prairie is in the midst of a great industrial area, the people have not forgotten that the land is still rich for growing crops and livestock. The registered Guernsey herd on Bud Hartman's dairy farm produced milk for Grand Prairie. A few young Guernseys for replacement of this type of stock in this area. Texas champion at the State Fair of Texas.
This is Carlisle Smith, Mayor of the City of Grand Prairie, welcoming you to our city and inviting you to join us in the development of this great industrial area. We are located between two large metropolitan cities, and we have great possibilities of expansion here. We furnish adequate utilities, fuel, and other features that make industry a desirable feature in our community here. We have had a tremendous growth since 1942 from approximately 15,000 people to 25,000 people, and this city has developed on a sound economical basis. We feel that we have one of the greatest areas in the Southwest, and the potential is unlimited. We invite you to join us in the development of this area.